I'm looking for an agent. Literary agent, for sure, but maybe more. The one I'm looking for will see the possibilities I want to exploit. My little following bio will be self-selecting. You will opt out as I talk. In 1991, I had a book published by the Workman Press. It was an over-the-transom affair. Peter Workman took the partial manuscript I sent home with him and put it on his nightstand. He'd wake up in the middle of the night and read it obsessively, until he had to call me, summon me to New York. He gave me an advance of $25,000 and did a first printing of 88,000 copies. They assigned me an old female editor who had worked with William Faulkner, and she was good. Confessed her inability to edit me because she alone of everyone understood the book's intercolumn reference. Any change in text might ripple through the whole manuscript, and she couldn't find the usual copy grammatical errors to make herself feel useful. We liked each other. She was close to 80, and let slip the thought I was a genius and Faulkner was a drunk. We made a deal. She had license to change the spellings of historical names, whose provenance I was shaky about at times, and she twice convinced me I had been simply mean. Rita Morfino and James T. Jerk. So we agreed on a change there, the sum total of her editing. Workman, they told me to stay away from the New York City Book Convention that year. We know how these things work, and you'll just dent your self-confidence when you see that writers don't matter, only publishers do. But I went anyway to the big brouhaha at the Javits Center that year, where I met a writer from the Wall Street Journal who saw that I was the story, and the Bible was an event. They featured it on the book page, hence the 88,000 first printing. The book did okay, but not great. Workman didn't know how to position it. Every bookstore I went to had it in a different slot. Humor, history, fiction, satire. It was all of those. My young Workman publicist took personal credit for my best review by a college friend at the San Francisco Chronicle, and then told me flat out, bubbly even, that her other personal friend at the New York Times confided that the Boomer Bible would never be reviewed by that publication. She was right. They recognized it for what it was, an all-out assault on the whole intellectual establishment. Not going to happen, Nora flared. She even giggled when she confided this inside news. 2 years later, I sent Workman my second blockbuster, a scorcher called The Naked Woman. What was it? A highly sophisticated satire of Thurber's war between men and women. He did his New Yorker stuff in cartoons and pungent humor essays. I did it flat out. I created an underground movement of male scientists who were in process of getting divorced, mad as hell and mostly drunk. They were determined to find out what the hell is wrong with women, and lo and behold, they did. They had think tanks called The Garage, and similarly stupid holes in the wall. Their essays were brilliant, scary. They blew up the whole concept of IQ testing. Einstein had a 20,000 IQ, passed the Turing test with quite valid accompanying computer flowcharts, and parsed the depths of Greek mythology to discover a hidden truth about women called the insect brain. The men were obviously silly. There were no women in the book, just bent male egos and the extraordinary brilliance the male of the species can exhibit. Problem was, I had done my homework, and my reading of the myths of Narcissus and Persephone were actually convincing, as was my argument about the two-dimensional nature of female consciousness. The manuscript I sent my Workman contact, not the editor, was returned to me with a nasty note. Not even a letter. Good luck with this, she said. I thought the feminist movement had reached a point where they could have a sense of humor about it. Oh, I was dead wrong. 3 agents tried and failed to sell it. I had one more over the transom response. He was an old guy publisher. He thought the book was funny. We were this close to doing a publishing deal, but he handed the decision off to his 3 junior editors, 2 female, 1 male, and they all turned thumbs down. I had to show myself out of the office. Since then, I have self-published 20 plus books, 50 websites, 5 blogs, maybe 5 million words, and 10,000 graphic files. You can find my books at Amazon.com. I said my say at the end of the Boomer Bible, which did finally sell out its print run, and is actually, to this day, with the intercom reference, live. Not done by me, but by my cohort with whom I never speak. What did I say 30 years ago? Not writing for me, but for the ones who will come after, when they will try to put the broken pieces back together. So, what has changed? Why do I need an agent at this late hour of my life? Joe Biden is president. I have a wife even older than I am. They're going to kill us. Me specifically and her collaterally, as gas and electric prices skyrocket. We are dumped into Medicare for all, and in the not very far away end, we will lose our house, our lives, and each other. I need money to save my wife. Why should an agent be interested? Simple. I have a stockpile of works no publisher has ever seen. They are really, really good. I didn't get into the writing game to make money. I just wanted to be good. I am. That's half the story. The other half is me, my life story, which is chronicled in my blogs and books. I am not boasting a kind of super boomer with a life no one else I know can match, and I should be rich fodder for any biographer on your list of reliable writers. I was content to die quietly. No more. So take my wife's call when she calls. This is truly an amazing over-the-transom opportunity for the right opportunistic agent.